I Oh, you still here? I did the first video. I ended it. This is a new thought. So I'm still working because I just started, and there's a lot to do. In the meantime, I'm in Google because the goal is to try to be relevant on Google, right? So your findability increases. Social media is cool. There's a certain social aspect that most businesses need, but then also the backbones is Google, the website, Yelp, just being integrated into the whole internet thing too as well, right? Especially for a company like mine, which at the moment let me pause that. It's just only a matter of getting a business license again, right? So far it's only been an art project because it hasn't yielded me any customers, but I use these ideas to kind of spruce up my own side hustles. And when I do work on cars, I advertise my stuff. Lately it's been talking about Christian stuff and self-development and rewriting a lot of the stuff, right? So at the moment it's an art project. What else can you tell me about that mission, about my website? The mission of LXMNV is described as sovereign architecture, a philosophy focused on helping individuals and businesses achieve total self-governance and resilience. They view their work as war against poverty and ignorance, which they identify as the primary chains of the modern world. Their approach combines mythic craftsmanship, a high level of artistic and strategic detail is what they refer to as mythic craftsmanship. Why does it sound pretty cool? A high level of artistic and strategic detail with modern digital influence to help people own their narrative. I like it. And this is not me feeding answers or asking for a favorable answer. It's I composed the work, and then now I'm asking search engines and AIs to kind of run and give me their little 2 cents, right? The key pillars of the mission: fortifying foundation. Rather than just standard consulting, they aim to fortify the foundation of a leader or brand to ensure it can stand independently. Building the royal heavenly creature. This internal concept refers to unlocking an individual's potential for freedom, self-love, and power, and making decisions and treating other correcter, right, a little bit better. Because we can't just all of a sudden start doing the right things every time, all the time. It's a matter of progress. But if we know that humans are made in the image of God or a creator, if you don't believe in Christianity stuff or other organized religions who recognize the Almighty, yeah, we think that we're made in the image of a higher being, and so we have awareness, we have things like greed and emotions and sadness, and we're above just an organism that's trying to survive, right? We're actually placed on this earth to manage the earth and its resources and be kind to one another. That's kind of the whole point of life, right? And it seems like it's kind of temporary. We only get to live a decent amount, and then it's next people's turn, right? So while we're here, we're trying to actually build something for our people, for people that come after us, and then including for people that will benefit from our work that we will never meet, or hopefully a couple hundred years later, right? Hopefully the ripples of your presence here on earth is still felt long after you're gone. And some of it's good, some of it's bad, right? Reputations. And it's just, reputation is the, I don't know, the work you left behind, I guess. the impact. Boom, boom, boom. Sovereignty for leaders. They believe that creating good leaders is the prerequisite for building good communities. I do believe that. Personal and business growth. Their mission treats businesses as a personal and honest form of human interaction designed to create win-win-win situations for the community. Yeah, all business is personal. So it's best that we do good business. How they execute their mission. To fulfill these goals, the organization provides specific tools and services. The library, a series of foundational books like I Am Phoenix, 50 Shades of Ramen, ALX, Proverbs, serves as an intellectual weaponry. Yeah, the goal is to give you something cheap and or free if you want free, to raise the level of awareness so that not only are we on a similar or closer to a similar page, but you have your own sets of fire and, I guess, willingness to go seek out more answers that are specific to your life and your decisions. Mine has to be filtered through the Christian lens. There was a point or a few where I faced quite a few rock bottoms, and what I believe to be my God or Jesus Christ or somebody who helps me in time of my need, well, they come through for me every single time. And so at some point, after making all these promises, like, God, if you rescue me from another terrible consequence of my decision, I promise I'll change my life and I'll do something different. Well, I've done that way too many times. And he's rescued me way too many times. So, and I'm earlier in my upper 20s, early 30s. I'm 36 now. I recognize that it's time to start paying back on my promises, right? I can't just fool God forever. I can't just fool karma forever, right? So I decided to work for God. All the cool things he's done for me, I figured I might as well see if I can advance this cause and be kinder to people around me. Because I too can be a piece of shit. I too can be a terrible person. We all have choices, right? At the end of the day, it's all choices and our sets of awareness that dictates how we treat people, but also what kind of life we live. Okay, so we have the library, the uniform. Oh, I'm trying to do clothing, and although this is becoming a long video, anyway, so at the moment I designed some cool, what I think is cool clothing, with AI, made a little textile website, and it's featured on my homepage on LXMNV.com. But I also hand draw some t-shirts with intent to just be lighthearted, right? I go to Walmart, buy a $3 t-shirt or something similar, and then draw designs on it. And if I like it, then I kind of do it some more. And if I don't like it, I throw it away because it was $4 or $5 mistake, right? And then if the shirt comes out pretty good, it makes for a decent gift, and it can go in my merchandise for sale, right? So maybe $20, $25, $30, $35, depending on the type of t-shirt. So we have the library, we have the uniforms, and we have creative purpose projects, storytelling campaigns, and social good product launches that aim to shape culture and provide community-rooted vision. Strategic consulting, services ranging from deep idea excavation to ongoing couple levels of strategy tiers for business activation. Yes, I think I didn't choose to have, let's say, a shoe store, right? A shoe store with 10 employees. I had a body shop with 3 or 4 employees, and I decided that I don't want to go that route. For my own reasons, right? I didn't want to have to interact too much with having to deal with the EPA and the fire department and all the licensing and fees to operate a paint booth, make dust and make noise and store cars, right? There's just a little bit of a headache that comes with having a garage. So I'm instead I chose to focus on intellectual stuff where I can hopefully, even at its worst case scenario, I could still work from a computer in the comfort of a room. However, that alone is quite boring, so I still build cars and then sometimes sit down because, there's only one life. Why sit at the computer all day? Anyway, so that's what Google think of my little stuff. I don't know, it's optimistic. I keep wanting to quit it because it's like almost nobody wants to do business with Christians. Nobody wants to be friends with Christians. At least not the cool kids, right? Christians kind of suck at life. They're gonna, or we think they're gonna, right? But yeah, I don't know how this will play out, but I know that, yeah, ultimately I do work for a God, for God. Like, I owe him a lot of work, so I'm just piddle paddling until he gives me further instructions. I think I'm doing quite well, right? So I'm 36. I put out some significant amount of information. I've served quite a few people, and I'm trying to think about how to do that differently, better, more grander, and that's the whole idea of LXMNV. You guys have your own business. I've had a couple business ideas, and now this is my, I guess little baby to nurture and raise. And the goal is to plan out a 2-year goal, a 5-year goal, a 10-year goal, a 20-year goal, right? So I did that in the loops a little bit, and then I concluded that if I plan out my lifetime goal, and then a goal for my children, and then hopefully a little bit of some for the community around me, then perhaps that can be a worthy 20-year goal, or 100-year goal, or 1,000-year goal, right? So sovereign architecture is an introduction to the next 1,000 years. If we were to shift the mentality of our leaders alone to become more self-government, have a little bit more integrity, be less greedy, and recognize that the people in your charge are actually quite a burden, quite a responsibility. They're not to be exploited. One day that'll become popular, but in the meantime, Christians are not very popular, Anyways, this was a longer one. I just be talking. It's like you guys watch my videos and I just be talking. And I'm like, all right, I guess I'll put out another one.